Hello and welcome everyone. Today we have a special live stream for you guys. We have our flagship industrial 3D scanner H1 Pro. We want to demonstrate the performance of this new flagship product for you, and we prepared some of the objects to scan and show how it performs under real life circumstances. So before we jump into scanning, I want to talk about some specs of our 3D scanner. Our product runs at astonishing 120 FPS frame rate with capturing power of 4.4 million points per second. So the building of mesh model will be quite smooth, ultra smooth. And also H1 Pro is completely different from other scanners on the market. The biggest advantage would be is the wireless mode. Our H1 Pro delivers the true wireless mode, even without, you don't need thick cables that tie you to the computer. It gives you total freedom. You can move around in a workplace wherever you want without getting worried about getting tangled with heavy, thick cables. So the next advantage of our 3D scanner would be it comes in the box with phone holder mount strap. This one you can use in order to attach your smartphone directly to your wrist. This way you can watch your scanning process using your smartphone display as a real-time display, and you don't have to look at your laptop all the time. So this is super convenient. We will demonstrate all of these options a little later. So also before we jump into scanning, let's go and calibrate our scanner. Oh, by the way, let's talk about the initial configuration of the scanner. When the first time you receive our product, you will have to open the... Do I have a mouse, please? Mouse. I forgot to take the mouse for my laptop. Okay, we can work without mouse, so let's go and open the VoxMeta program first. It's the first time when you open the program, you can see the pop-up screen on your program that says that you need to configure your 3D scanner to your laptop, right? This is the first time configuration, first time and only time. Inside the box, you have this USB flash drive that contains 2 essential files that you need to configure your program and laptop with the 3D scanner. So you insert the USB drive to your laptop. Do we have the mouse, please? All right. I have the mouse right now, so we can do this. As you can see in my screen, you can see the SN number of your device. You can look for convenience, for the sake of convenience, you can look at the last 4 numbers, 0031. 0031, and also you can check the SN number on the back plate of your batteries. Here, you can read the SN number of your device. You can see here it is 0031. Also, when you connect your 3D scanner with your computer, it automatically identifies your laptop, so that's why you can see the same identical number, SN number, inside the program. So we choose local import, and we insert our USB flash drive, and we press next. Here there is a two configuration files that you need to import inside the program. So first, it's a scanner's parameters. Choose browse Let's go to our main computer. This is the USB drive. You can see device parameters. This one is scanner parameter configuration. For the sake of demonstration, I will choose the wrong file, so you can see what happens if you choose the wrong file. You can see there is a number, the last number is 9982. That is not correct. This one is the correct one, so we choose for the sake of demonstrators. So we do it one more time. We go back to choosing the scanner parameters and choose the one that corresponds with the number on your device. 0031 would be the correct one, so we choose this one. All right, the calibration board true value parameter also already have been chosen, and we simply press OK. As you can see, device parameters have been successfully imported and verified. Scanning or calibration can be started. So this was the one-time initial configuration of the 3D scanner H1 Pro when you first receive our device, right? After this, you don't have to worry to do the same operation time and time again. This is one-time operation. After this, the program will automatically identify your device, right? So before jumping into scanning, we have to correct position. After that, we're gonna conduct the initial calibration in order to achieve the best precision during scanning, right? After parameters configuration, we can take out our USB flash drive and put it back inside the box. Let's go conduct the calibration. On the main page, we choose the calibrate option and just simply follow the instructions that are shown inside the program. Those instructions are super simple, super easy to complete. It doesn't consume too much time. The calibration takes around 30 to 40 seconds, and that's it. All right, you can see the calibration calculation is being conducted. Now it's successful. After that, we can create a new project here and jump right into scanning. So we prepared 4 different types of scanning objects for you, very interesting objects. And we're gonna challenge our H1 Pro with every single different scanned objects today and see how it performs in real life. So while we do this, you guys can leave in the comment section below where you're watching us, which country are you watching us from, and how did you find us, and what do you think about our H1 Pro. Oh, by the way, I want to remind you about the Kickstarter program that is launched yesterday on the 13th of June. If you didn't know about it, you can head out to our page and pledge $5 deposit in order to lock the best price option for yourself. So now that we got it out of the way, we can move on to scanning the object, right? While we do this, I will talk about some specs of our 3D flagship scanner, industrial 3D scanner. First of all, the hardware. You can see that our 3D scanner comes with aviation connector RG45. There is vibration resistant, not easy to pull out. So it is very reliable and very consistent when it comes to 3D scanner, right? And also the cameras, we have industrial grade cameras with minimized noise. So it can scan under any circumstances, whether it would be dark place or light place, right? So also we have Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth for gigabit wireless transmission, right? And before we talk about the other specs, I wanna make sure you pay attention to our object. That is a backside of a car door. Backside of a car door, it has a lot of holes, fine edges. You can see edges and different transition places and deep holes and a lot of complex spots that we try to capture it completely using our 3D scanner. Let me first adjust the position of the laptop so I can see everything clearly. Oh, by the way, about the wireless mode that I talked before, for now I will demonstrate you in a wired motion, in a wired mode, and later we have an object that we try to use our wireless mode and demonstrate to you the performance of it in this mode. So for now we can move on to scanning our object. First, of course, before doing it, we have to adjust the point spacing. This is very important for this type of size, for this type of object. We better choose 0.50 point spacing. Also here, scan object. If your scanning object is normal, you can choose the normal mode. If it is dark, you can choose dark mode. If it is highlighted object, you can choose the highlight mode. We have all respective scanning modes, right? 表定好了，表定好了。Okay, so before scanning the object, we scan the markers on it first in order to identify the position of the object, right? So let's jump into it. As you can see, the speed of capturing the markers, it is where 120 FPS shows its true power, and also capturing power of 4.4 million points per second. That's why it's capturing everything such smooth manner. All right, we're almost done with. I want to make sure to capture every marker on the surface so we don't miss anything. Now we can do the long press on the play button so we can finish scanning the markers. And if you want to directly jump into scanning the object itself, you can double tap the M button on the upside, and you can see inside the program it switched to laser mode parallel lines. So let's go and scan our object. Let me zoom in so you can see everything clearly, how accurately and fast the scanning process goes on. This is the back side of a car door, and you can see that it has a lot of complex spots and narrow edges that we try to capture using our 3D scanner. And let's talk about the scanning modes, right? The H1 Pro delivers 3 different scanning modes. The one that I'm using right now, 34 crossline laser mode, is for wide range QX scanning, and also we have 17 parallel lines for fine edge and surface texture. We're gonna use it a little later. And finally we have single laser line for deep holes and narrow slots. Also we use these 2 different scanning modes a little later. For now, for this particular object, we will use 34 crossline laser. I think I almost finished with scanning, and I'm sure that I captured everything. All right, long press, finished scanning. Now we can move on to processing our mesh model, so we can export it out later into STL model, and then later, if you want, you can import it inside your CAD modeling programs such as Quicksurface or etc. for further processing, whether it is research or development, quality control, reverse engineering, or other tasks. Here you can see how accurate and precise the scanning is. Oh, by the way, if you notice that you haven't scanned everything, you can resume scanning by just pressing the play button. So you can scan the spots that you missed the first time, as you can see. First time, and you can scan it one more time without losing the data. This is very important and convenient option. So now I'm 100% sure I captured everything on the surface. Alright, so due to built-in AI powerful chip, the cloud optimization is very rapid. You can see that it didn't took even 1 minute to optimize the clouds on this mesh model. Even though the size is quite big, it exceeds 1 meter. First, right now, let's clean our mesh model. We don't have to remove the plane, we just need to remove these unnecessary parts, and we can stay with the clean mesh model. So let's choose the associated point cloud option and choose our main body, and then we can choose inverted choice and delete these unwanted parts. Here you go. Now you are left with the pure mesh model that you can mesh, choosing one of the options from several ones that presented by the program: higher quality, closer to reality, or general mode. For this one, let's choose the general mode, and we will wait until the meshing is done. I'm sure the meshing won't take too much time, maybe approximately 1 minute, but that's completely okay. Due to our powerful process chip, the meshing will not take too much time. After we finish scanning this one, we can move on to scanning the other 3 objects that we prepared for you today. Let me remove this box for now so it doesn't take space. All right, so we're almost done. Oh, by the way, our program runs locally, so all your scanned models stay inside your computer and not transferred into a cloud, right? And here is the final result. Just look at this. Look at the details, how accurately was everything captured. All these holes, all these edges. It is ready to be exported out. Let me go and turn on the Solid Plus wireframe so you can see how accurate and precise the capturing is. Here you go. All these dents and transition points. No holes, no loss of data. Everything is completed. So what do you guys think about this one? Leave your opinion in the comment section. The feedback is really important for us. Here you can see the wireframe. Now that we finished with this one, we can move on to the next one. Try to guess what would be the next object that we scan today. But before that, we do that, we go back to homepage and create a new project for our new scanning object, right? Now let's challenge our H1 Pro with a highly reflective object. This one, you can see it is quite reflective, and we don't need to use any type of spray in order to capture this one. We just need to adjust the point spacing up down to 30 due to its size, and I'm sure this way we can capture much more details. Of course, first we're gonna scan the markers, but before we do that, I want to talk about the main advantage of our 3D scanner. That is to be the precision. The H1 Pro delivers the basic precision of 0.050 millimeters, and for larger objects the volumetric accuracy is 0.050 millimeters plus 0.03 millimeters per meter. And if you use our fiber scale bar, you can achieve the astonishing 0.050 millimeters plus 0.02 millimeters per meter. So this is the precision data. After now we talked about it, we can move on to scanning the markers on our plate. All right, we're done doing it. Long press again. Double tap on the M button. We switch to scanning mode. Let me zoom in so you can see everything clearly. All right, you can see how fast the capturing is. This size of object is no problem. Our scanner can manage with from 10 millimeters up to 5 meters, which means that you can scan even the whole car using the 3D scanner H1 Pro. It can easily manage with 5-meter objects. All right, I can see that we finished. I want to make sure to nicely capture all these edges. You don't need to capture the back side. All right, now that we finished it, long press on the play button, and let's check out the results. The built-in AI chip is quite powerful, so cloud optimization is very rapid. You can see that it didn't even took 40 seconds to finish the cloud optimization, and now look at the results. I remind you, this is not the final result, but still it looks very solid, right? We need to go and clean our model. We choose our main body, and this way we can delete these unwanted parts. Now that we stay with the clean mesh, we can go and apply the meshing option. Let's see how much time it takes for us to fully mesh this object. It is quite small, so it should not take too much time. If you have any questions regarding to our objects that we're scanning today, or any parameters of 3D scanner, you can write your questions in the comment section. We'll try to answer for all of them, and your feedback is very important. So any remarks, suggestions, questions are welcome. Now look at the details on this one. The H1 Pro delivers everything extremely precisely. So you can see this curved transition point, how accurately it was captured. You can compare it you can look. Here is the 3D model and here is the real object itself. And let me switch to solid plus wireframe so you can see everything in details. Here you go. Even these complex spots capture it very nicely. 这么多可以吧？ All right. I'm 100% satisfied with the result. I'm sure you guys do as well. If you have any questions regarding this one, please leave in the comment section below. We're happy to look at it and answer to this. So this was the second object that we scanned today. We plan to scan and show you today. Now let me move it out of the screen and bring the third and the biggest object for today. It is a big column, quite heavy, quite long stuff, but this is not a problem for our device. Right? It can handle with this type of sizes easily. So let's scan this one and see the results. All right, once again we go to our main display. Now that we finished with the second one, we move on to the third one and create new project. For this type of object, I would recommend to set the point spacing up to 0.50, and we don't have to adjust the shutter it at 0.5. Again, we scan the markers on it first and then move on to scanning the object itself. You want to ensure that every marker is captured. You don't miss anything, so the scanning process goes nicely. Okay, long press on play button. We can switch to scanning the object and start scanning. You can see how fast the capturing is. Even with my rapid movements, there is no distortion, there is no lags, no data loss. Everything goes smooth. Let's see how much time it takes for me to scan this 1 meter, exceeding 1 meter object. All right, we're almost there. I'm sure that I captured everything, and now we can go check out the results. Point cloud optimization is almost complete. And here you go. It is a quite solid results. We go to remove the plane and once again choose the connected items option and inverted choice, so we can delete this all unwanted details. And now we can mesh it and see, check the results. And the final object would be scanned using the wireless mode, so we can demonstrate to you how it works in a wireless mode. All right, the meshing is almost there. And here you go. Here is the final outcome. Of the scan. You can see that everything captured precisely. We go to solid plus wireframe, so you can see everything closer. And this was the results of the scan. Of course, I could do better if I took a little more time, but still, this is a solid scan. I'm quite satisfied with the results. So let's move on to our, not the last one, pre-last one. That is the first object for today. And that is a quite challenge for our scanner. Why, you ask me? Because this is extremely reflective object. You can see this is quite extremely reflective object, but I hope that our scanner can manage to capture everything precisely. So we use this one to put our object up. This way. Okay. Now we can move on to scanning it. We go to a main page again. Create new project. Markers first, per usual, and see whether the H1 Pro can manage with this one. Okay, due to the fact that there is not that much markers, it is actually hard for a 3D scanner to capture everything. But we move to and try to scan. You can see how hard it is to scan this object due to its material. It is extremely reflective, but still H1 Pro delivers this level of performance even with this type of object without using the spray. Of course, it's hard to capture this one due to the fact that there is not that much markers on the surface. But we will do our best to capture everything. And so far, we're doing a great job. Okay, we're almost there. We're left with this side. Okay, almost there. So I can see that we don't have enough markers on the surface, so I pause it and choose and stick some more markers. Now you can see that I added some markers on the plane. It became easier to scan the object. I think we finished here. let's go clean up our model. I can see that I missed some spots, so that is not a huge problem. We can go back anytime to catch the spots that we missed. And now that I'm sure that I captured everything, we can move on to processing it. Let's go remove the plane. All right. Let's go adjust. We can also choose this one. And here you go. A little too much. All right, this way. No. It's too much. Let me adjust a little bit. Okay, now we can apply and delete. Also, we can choose this option. All right, this option is not suitable for this one. We just simply move on to, of course, I could use the lasso option or bar selection option to delete them, but I don't want to miss time, so I just move to meshing directly and see the results. And here you go. This is a highly reflective object that was successfully scanned out by our H1 Pro. Here you can see we have marker problems. It means that it was not sticked correctly, so you can remove it and scan it one more time for better results. But overall, I'm quite satisfied with the results. We didn't miss any spots, so we can move on to our next object. Next would be the last one that we try to scan using our wireless mode. Now I can clean the space. And move on to our next and final scan. Next one, we will use the manual turntable for convenience, and I want to show you a closer look at our next object. It has some writings, some numbers on it, and rectangle, this type of details that we try to capture accurately everything out. So let's do it. As I said before, as I mentioned before, for this object we're gonna use wireless mode. It's one of the main advantages of our 3D scanner. So we go to main page again, create new project. But before we have, I will demonstrate to you the hot swappable lithium batteries. Oh my God. We have some noise here, but that's not a problem. You can see the hot swappable batteries, 4 of them comes with every scanner. You can use them in order to switch to wireless mode. And one of the advantages of it, even if you remove one battery, it can still run on the other one. That means you can work non-stop 24/7. Even if your battery is depleted, you can change it mid-scan without losing any data. So now that we inserted it, we just simply remove the RJ45 aviation cable, and now we have total freedom of movement. You can see there is no connection. You're not tied to any device. Now that we go and press the turn on button around 5 seconds, 3 seconds. When you see the Wi-Fi logo is turned green, that means our scanner is ready for connection. Now that we go to our VoxMeta program, we go to the laptop's Wi-Fi option and wait until our VoxMeta H1 Pro pops up. Also here you can see the 4 last numbers, SN numbers of your device. It is identical to the ones that I showed you earlier, 0031. We simply connect to it and wait several seconds for successful connection. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth provide to you gigabit wireless transmission for stable connection. Oh, I forgot to go back to main page after connecting. All right, now that we can start. As you can see, it rapidly captures everything. Long press on the play button, double tap on the M button, and we can move on. Again, I'm going to use 34 crossline laser mode for fast and wide range scanning. Let me zoom up. Okay, let me switch the modes, zoom mode, and let's go scan it. Alright, this one is quite small object, so it won't take too much time to capture everything. I want to make sure I don't miss any spots. I want to complete this one on one go. Okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot that I'm using turntable, so I don't have to turn my hand around. I can just adjust the turntable position in order to capture everything. Now that I made sure all the details are on site, I can stop scanning and move on to processing it. Point cloud optimization should not take too much time, around 10 seconds, and here you go. Just look at this. Oh, by the way, I forgot to capture this spot. This is a blind spot. It is easy to miss, so I could do better the next time, but still I can resume the scanning by just pressing the play button. And I can finish it just like this. Now that I'm positive that I scanned everything, I can move on to processing it. And let's go first remove the plane and check the final outcome. I can already see that every detail was captured very precisely. Visibility is quite high. And so if we first go and remove the plane on it, you can see the program automatically identified the plane and the object, so we can easily remove it and go on to meshing. Meshing should also not take too much time. So this was the wireless mode, and look at the results. Everything is captured very precisely. All the holes, all the curves and transition points. We didn't leave any blind spots, so everything is on site. also this rectangle. Most importantly, this texture on the surface. Now let me switch to solid plus wireframe. I can see that we have additional object to scan. So this was not the last one. And you can see here is the final outcome. What do you guys think about this one? Write your opinion in the comment section. We're very happy to read them out. And if you have any questions, we also welcome you. You can enjoy the results right now. All right. There was some changes in the planning, so we have one additional object to scan. That is a black object. That's quite a challenge for any type of 3D scanners. So let's go and try to scan it out and see how our H1 Pro will cope with this task. I can see that it is quite big object. It is at the same time black and reflective. So we'll try to scan it out without applying any type of spray. We go to our main page again, create a new project. 需要调整曝光吗？ Let's adjust the point spacing up to 0.50 again, shutter at 1, and let's go scan the markers on it. Again, I'm using the wireless mode, so let's check out. I zoomed it too much. Let me zoom out. This one is quite huge object. This is a challenge for any type of 3D scanners. But today we came here to look at the H1 Pro. So let me go to switch to 34 cross-line scanning mode and start scanning. You can see how 3D model is building up on your screen. Due to its reflectiveness, you have to choose a better position, better angle. Also, if you have any difficulties with scanning out this one, you can pause and you can increase the exposure mode. Let me do up to 3. This way we can capture everything much faster and easier. This is a quite big object, so it will take some time. And also you want to make sure to keep a moderate distance between the scanner and the object. You can pay attention to the indicator on the left side of the VoxMeta program. The blue indicator said it's correct distance. So when you get too close to an object, there will pop out the notification saying that you're too close and you should keep a distance. Now that I adjusted the shutter, the exposure, the scanning became much easier. Also this side. All right. And a little more and we on the finishing line. All right, I can see that I finished scanning. I want to make sure I capture everything. So I run it one more time and we're good to go. Also this place. Let's go check out the outcome. Once again, I remind you that this is a carbon. So it is a difficult project to realize for any industrial 3D scanners. Okay, let's go check it out. Nice, everything is nice. You can see that we have some holes here that we managed to capture again. First, you want to remove the plane on this one. We chose 3 dots on the surface so the program can identify the object and the surface. All right, sometimes we can do manually. Little too much. All right. Choose associated point cloud option. We inverted choice and we can delete it. Now we're left with pure 3D model. We go to meshing, general mode, and apply. Let's see how much meshing will take. Again, I remind you that we are currently using the wireless mode thanks to our Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth. And for gigabit wireless transmission, the connection is very stable, up to 40 meters. I want to show you the object again. Here you can see the holes. Here you can see the holes on it, and also inside the, here you can see we have holes, and the 3D scanner successfully captured all of them. Here we have 4 holes. You can see that it is identical to a real object, real life object. All right, let's see. Let's meticulously check this one. This is the last object we scanned today. You can see how accurately and completely it is scanned. You can see these holes. Again, let me switch to wireframe. So don't forget to mention your country, which country are you watching us from, how did you find out about us, and what do you think about our new flagship industrial 3D scanner, the H1 Pro. We are very happy to introduce to you our new product, and we hope to see all of you again to attend our next live stream session. And today we wrap it up and see you in the next sessions.
For the kind of inspection work we do, consumer scanners just aren't accurate enough, and metrology equipment is usually out of budget.
With large part scans, things can get messy fast. If the alignment's off, And that kind of delay can cost you the customer.
Traditional measurements already takes too long, and some scans just don't stay true to the real part.
And that's where things start to change. VoxMeta has spent over 10 years in industrial scanning. We know what precision means when real work depends on it. So we built H1 Pro, an all-scenario 3D scanner grounded in industrial-grade precision. Made for real users and real workflows. Built for precision and you.
I work with molds almost every day, so accuracy is really, really important. If the scan data isn't stable, we end up checking the same part again and again. And once rework starts showing up, it slows down everything after that. But with the H1 Pro, the part of this job just got a lot easier. I can scan the whole mold, see the data build right away, and move straight into comparison. What I like about the H1 Pro is that it brings industrial metrology level precision into something we can usually use every day. You're getting up to 0.015 millimeter accuracy, plus 0.015 millimeters and 0.03 millimeters per meter volumetric accuracy. And the data stays stable.
An aerospace-grade aluminum body keeps H1 Pro rigid and stable. An industrial-grade camera system delivers clear, low-noise imaging with consistent precision. Industrial aviation connectors, gigabit Ethernet transmission, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth work together to keep every connection secure and transfer stable. Because in inspection, everything starts with data you can trust.
It's not complicated to use, and the pricing is much more reasonable for a team like ours. We can scan the whole mold, we can compare it fast, and we can move into inspection without all the usual issues. This means faster spot checks, it means less rework, no more staying late, and a smoother handoff across the whole team. It saves time and it saves money and it keeps the line moving. And honestly, it's just really, really practical.
At the shop, we scan large parts all the time. Bumpers, lips, side skirts, and even the full section of a car. And once the cable gets in the way or loop closure error, the whole job just gets messy fast. You lose time readjusting the equipment and scanning again. In this business, that can cost you the customer. Once I started using H1 Pro, the whole thing just felt a lot more under control, especially on larger jobs. It's a wireless handheld scanner, so I'm not dealing with cables all the time, and I'm not worrying about the battery life either.
With 120 frames per second and up to 4,400,000 points per second, the whole scanning process feels a lot faster.
Honestly, it's probably twice as efficient for the kind of work we do. And with scale bars, we can now scan large parts up to 5 cubic meters, with the volumetric accuracy now up to 0.015 millimeters and 0.02 millimeters per meter. So even the alignment stays precise even on bigger jobs. And that means one device handles most of the automotive customization work we do here, without all the extra spending. So we spend a lot less time on measurement and test fitting now. And honestly, it just makes everything easier and more efficient.
When I'm working on custom modifications, reproducing old parts, precision and efficiency are always the hardest part. With consumer-grade scanners, the data often isn't accurate enough, and sometimes the scan gets cleaned up automatically. It looks better, but is no longer true to the part. But with the H1 Pro, I can finally capture the part the way it really is. Thanks to the versatility of blue laser, it handles different materials really well, which matters a lot in my work. What I like most is how true the scan stays to the real object. It doesn't try to smooth things over or improve the result. It just stays faithful to the part. So I'm not wasting time reworking the scan or second-guessing the data. And honestly, that just makes the whole process feel a lot more solid.
Different workflows lead to the same core, Steady metrology-level accuracy with fully accountable measurement data. That's the thinking behind H1 Pro, and it's how VoxMeta approaches every tool we build. VoxMeta H1 Pro metrology-grade 3D scanner. True specs meet true value.